there, folks, and welcome to Pinal Prep Spotlight. This is our winter sports edition, so the name changes, but our concept pretty much doesn't. As always, this episode is brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning expert specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. Kind of a wonky time for us right now. We're going to give you guys 2 episodes, kind of our overall preview for both the boys and girls basketball teams. However, we are going to divide them up. So this episode is solely all about the girls. David, just what are you kind of expecting from our teams this season?
I'm expecting some teams to kind of make those leaps and improve a little bit more out the seasons they've had previously, and then some teams to take the step up and finally cement themselves in their respective conferences. So I have 2 teams that I'm looking at right now, kind of both in those spectrums. I'll start with the team that I think is going to take that leap forward in the sense of like cementing themselves in their region and in their conference, and that's the Post and Butte girls team. The Broncos have been one of my favorite girls basketball teams to cover since I've been around, and they're just really they're coached really well. Savannah Bix, I think, is one of the best girls basketball coaches we have to offer in the county. She does a really good job of connecting with her players and having that chemistry, and that's super important. A lot of people, overlook the idea of having a team that's built around each other and really actually likes each other and likes to play with each other. So that's going to be a huge step for them, and I think this is the year they take that step forward. They did lose some girls, but I think in the sense of losing some girls, they are having girls step up now and really kind of come into their own here. And I think that is a perfect example of what Samira Gray is. She has been an absolute star for them so far. She's really starting to kind of come into herself and realize what the kind of player she is. Every time I've talked to her about her with Bix, she just says she doesn't know how good she is yet, but she's starting to get there now. And I think Gray is going to be a huge point for this team moving forward. She's already got a good start to start the season. I think she's just going to continue that level and be the top scorer for this team and be the person that this team can rely on for the most part. And then for a team that I think is going to do a little bit of improving this year is going to be the Maricopa girls team. I saw them play on Tuesday against Alhambra, and they're a very scrappy team. They really like to be aggressive on the floor. They are very defensive-minded, and they have shooters all around. They were able to get up a lot of shots and make a lot of shots. So I think this is a team that's going to kind of look to improve off of what they did last year. Last year was kind of tough sledding for them. There was a lot of, commitment issues, and this team wasn't really ready to, put in the effort that they need. But everything's changed for them this year in my eyes. I think this team is ready to kind of really commit to being a good basketball team and practice hard and play hard. So I think Rome Williams out there, who's the coach, he's done a really good job with them, and he's starting to get them ready to face the competition that they're going to face. And I'll have my eye on them. I'm intrigued.
All right, now my 2 teams differ from David. I got to start with Coolidge. Coolidge had a really solid year last year. They went 11-6, and a big reason for that is what I called them this duo. They were the sensational freshmen. Now they're sophomore. I'm excited to see what they can do this year and the next 2 years for the Bears. And I am talking about Alacia White and Alyssa Charles. These 2 pretty much carried the team in basically every offensive category. And the fun thing about this is that, usually Coolidge is just a one focal point kind of team, but now they have 2 players that they can kind of spread the ball around, build a team around, which is big here. I'm thinking, this is going to be another year where they can just continue on that trend and keep getting better, make a postseason push, and possibly contend for a 3A title at some point, as long as they have the right pieces to build around these 2. And then my other team is Vista Grande. Going big here. I think this is the year that Vista Grande puts it all together. They were so close to making the postseason last year. They finished 10-8, and this season is, like I mentioned, the year where they need to put everything together because they have a couple of seniors in Mia Powell, Chelsea Downs, Stephanie Tranum. This is their final year, and these 3 have kind of been the key pieces to building Vista Grande into the program it is today. They are looking for that first ever postseason appearance, and I think this is the year for them to do it. In talking to head coach Ryan Barrett, he mentioned that this is also a first year for him where he actually has some depth on the bench, which is key for them. Much like Coolidge in the past years, they've just been a one focal point kind of team. So now just having a whole team effort and being able to build off of that is huge for the Spartans team. So far, they are 2-0, which is big. Their season opening win came against ALA Queen Creek, and ALA Queen Creek in its own. Whether it's a down year, a good year, or whatever, ALA Queen Creek is just simply in a league of its own compared to all these other 4A teams. So that's a big deal for Vista Grande to get that first win out of the way coming up against this type of opponent. Overall, David, is there anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, I think it's just time for a lot of these teams to step up and realize what their potential is. Like you mentioned, I think Coolidge could be the year for them where they finally have depth now and they have a more well-rounded team. And it's just going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. I know we have talent out here in Pinal County, and we're looking forward to seeing it throughout the year.
As always, we are getting all of our season previews out of the way, so be sure to check out Pinal Central for previews on your team, and be sure to tune in next week when we talk about the boys.